Hello and welcome to the Sunday show. And this is a show where I look to connect to some of my amazing guides that are working with me. Some of them are particularly from the Bible era, and I know that Mother Mary regularly likes to come and talk, so she's my main person that keeps on talking with us, but there are others that sort of come through as well. And so as I'm sort of just waiting for somebody to sort of start coming forward, I'm being made aware of St. John the Baptist, and he's coming forward and he's saying that he's very eager to talk this evening, because he says that he's got a lot of information that he'd like to impart with the viewers of tonight. He says to me that when he was alive, and he's showing me by the river, baptizing, and he says when he was alive, he made it his mission to always bring people into the fold and help people understand about the importance of connecting to God and the true God, and also he says to me that he prepared the way for Jesus, and it's like he gave people a lot of insight and a lot of thought, so that when Jesus came along, it's like people were ready to receive him because they'd heard so much about the preachings of St. John the Baptist, and he'd spoken many times about how Jesus was going to come and preach to many people. And he says to me that if he hadn't have done this, then he feels that Jesus's job would have been made a lot harder. And he says to me that this is why he feels that what he did for him was so important. And he feels that it's an important part of history that people should perhaps acknowledge. But when he's also showing me, so just as I'm talking to him, I'm being made aware of Jesus just suddenly standing beside him, and Jesus is now stepping forward and saying to me that he saw St. John the Baptist. Well, first and foremost, St. John the Baptist was Jesus's cousin, but he saw him as probably one of his dearest friends. He says that he always said to Jesus, how can I help you? What can I do to help achieve the best for your work? And he always gave unconditionally, because he knew that there was messages from God. He knew that this was his role and this is what he had to do. And he didn't see this as a problem. He just went straight ahead and went straight ahead to sort of just do this work. And he and so what happened is that when Jesus finally found his position and finally found the work that he was doing and the healing that he was doing, he's saying to me, I was ever thankful to St. John the Baptist, because I knew that none of this would have been possible without him. And what they're saying is that they want to help now, sort of almost like carry on the good work, and they want to offer their help to all of you. They want to be able to say to you that we will help you, just call out our names and we will be there for you. And Jesus is saying to me, he's showing me this white light that's just whizzing around, and he's showing me this light for a reason, because he says that he uses this white light and this energy to bring a lot of healing. And so he's saying to me that many people on the earth plane do pray to him for healing, but he's asking those that don't to start praying, because he says that if you pray to me, I can intervene, because it goes against my by your free will to affect anything that is not of your wish or your desire. So he's saying that the power of prayer is so important, because then we can listen and we can act upon. And Jesus is saying to me that he uses prayer regularly, in not only in hearing it to act upon it, but also he uses prayer himself when he wishes to bring about goodness in the world. He says to me that one of his sorrows is and it brings about much heartache to his soul. One of his sorrows is that he says, I witness much tragedy and heartache in your world. And he says, he talks about selfishness and greed, but it's also, he feels so much compassion for sort of the victims in the world that suffer great things, great atrocities. And he says that himself and his mother, Mother Mary, often try and help with these people that are suffering in your world. He says that it's like he's showing me this white light again. So it sort of just swirls around a situation and swirls around people to enable them to feel more at ease with their situation. And he says that we regularly do that. He says whenever there is a big sort of catastrophe in your world, like a tsunami or war, or displacement of people, anything like that, this is when they will do everything they can to help and bring about great healing in your world, he says. And Mother Mary is now just stepping forward. So we've got the three of them. We've got St. John the Baptist, we've got Jesus, and we've now got Mother Mary. And Mother Mary is saying, she says it's a great honour to help her son in this world, in this work. She says, a great honour. She says that she sees this work so important, and she sees it as a humanitarian role, and that without this work, she says that she dreads to think how the world would be without their healing energy that comes about. And she says she agrees with St. John the Baptist and Jesus. She agrees with them that the prayer is so important. In other words, asking out for the help, and they can hear it. It's like a energy that just resonates through the spirit world, and they pick it up and they act upon it, instantly. They say they can, and Mother Mary is saying to me that quite often she will work with Jesus, or she will work with St. John the Baptist, or she will work with one of the apostles, and then sometimes she will work on her own, and it can be sort of many different varying combinations, but she regularly works with her son. This is the person that if you are ever aware of seeing them, this is the person that you will regularly see her with, because it's her son that she enjoys working with. She has a great love for her son. But now she's saying to me, I have a great love for all the children in the world. And this is where I have my passion. And she's like touching her heart. This is where I wish for people to be more caring and more loving towards the children. She says that it pains her heart when children have been abused or treated wrongly, because she says that this is something that she sees time and time again and considers a great tragedy in our world. And she wishes to come forward and really let you know that please ask for her help as well. Ask for her help, because she will surround any situation with that white light, that white energy, and that love from that Mother Mary love, which is so important. And I'm now got my healing guide, which is Saint Sebastian, and he's now stepping forward. Oh, they're all coming forward today. Isn't that amazing? And so he's coming forward, and he's talking about his healing, and he says that he says to me that he's very disciplined with his healing, and he looks to give healing wherever it is needed, and he looks to give healing in people that are sick in the hospitals, in the hospices, people who have illnesses that are in, and they're just at home, and he looks to give people every sort of assistance in their health. And he says to me that he wants to sort of let you all know that he works with me on an interesting way, because he's saying to me that he taps into my medical knowledge, and he will express the areas that needed to be looked at. So for instance, let's say somebody was deficient in vitamin C, he would comment on that and let you know. If somebody has osteoarthritis, he would probably let you know. So he works with me in a medical intuitive way, which is again sort of really sort of interesting. And so they're all sort of like saying to me that we all have our individual roles, you know, and St. John the Baptist looks to help all of us and help us achieve well in our work. And Jesus and Mother Mary like to bring that humanitarian role with their healing, and then Saint Sebastian does the healing too, but they all unanimously are saying, please ask out, please use the prayer to ask us for the help, so that we can hear your needs and hear what needs to be done, and they're saying we will come forward straight away, because this is our role in our world, to help mankind wherever we can, and give healing wherever we can, and just give support and love and upliftment wherever we can. And this is their role. Isn't that amazing? So I hope you've enjoyed this week's show, and I look forward to speaking with you next week. Thank you very much. Goodbye.